My name's Stephen Saunders. Thanks for the opportunity to showcase what I do and what it might mean to you. So, the name of my business is Savvy Strategy Group. What we fundamentally about, we help clients make better strategic decisions, and we're located in the beautiful mid-north coast at Valor. I've been in business 18 months with Savvy Strategy, but for myself, my career is in excess of 25 years. So in terms of preference for marketing business, I prefer LinkedIn as opposed to Facebook, although here we are on Facebook. And in particular, I look to make authentic connections with like-minded people. I tend to find most of those on Facebook, on LinkedIn. And the only caveat I'll put on that is that without all the, blatant self-promotion. But yeah, Facebook's pretty good too. So I've been asked to talk about the biggest business disaster and how it turned around. Well, I'd consigned that to distant memory, but a while back in another context, I'd set up an advisory business. We had a team of 5. We had our biggest clients get into difficulty, and it wasn't related to our work, but it caused us major financial heartache. We had to go through all the things you'd expect: restructuring, cutting costs, laying off staff. Eventually took the hard, painful decision to close it down. Key lesson that I took out of that was who you choose to do business with is probably the most important decision, whether it's your clients, your colleagues, your suppliers, and so on. And so, yeah, dusted ourselves off and started again. What are my most important tools? Well, perhaps I have a slightly different take on the meaning of tools, but my glasses are one of the most important tools, and I'll explain why in a moment. Also, my sense of humor, which tends to be self-deprecating, and as you can see, I've got lots of material to work with. So my prize business system, coming back to the pair of glasses, so scenario planning is a key strategic tool to understand the changing and market environment. And I don't think anybody would argue that we have a rapidly changing market at the moment. So I have a proprietary method which I share with clients, and basically the link to the glasses is that developing the scenarios is like putting on a new set of lenses through which to view the changes in the market. It's all about strategic learning, so that you can, I guess, start to anticipate how some of the trends might play themselves out and what it means for your business or organization. My preference, running small or large. I've had experience running both organizations. I've also worked in large corporates, directed teams of up to 15 members. I guess I probably prefer small to medium. I enjoy the collegiality, the fun, team accomplishment. Don't, however, enjoy the payroll responsibility and cash flow things that come with that, making wages on Christmas Eve. Maintaining work-life balance, well, that's pretty easy in this beautiful part of the world. Do beach walks. What I do is I build that into my diary, and I pick the tide every day and figure out whether, what time of the day I need to go down. And photography. Now, we live in this beautiful environment, gives me perspective. Even have kangaroos checking in on me a few times a day to see if I have grass. The most important thing to do when managing a team, set a clear strategic direction. Delegate, then train staff and coach to enable team members to deliver on what you've delegated them to do. Listening, celebrating success, something we forget to do very often. We tend to focus on the negative. And then rinse and repeat. In other words, build this into a system, a way of running the business. Lastly, what's my most important piece of advice? And I'd like to share with you a parable about collaboration. So if you can imagine, on a beautiful autumn day, a rabbi, a priest, and a pastor go out fishing on a lake in a boat. And after a few minutes enjoying the peace, the rabbi stands up and says, "Oh, I've forgotten my kosher sandwiches on the shore." And he steps out of the boat right onto the water and walks across the water and goes to fetch his sandwiches and comes back. And the priest doesn't even react to this, but the pastor cannot believe what has just happened. I mean, that's amazing. A few minutes later, the priest says he's run out of beer, and he asks if the guys want some low alcohol beer, and then steps off the boat and goes across the water to fetch the beer from the car. Comes back, and the pastor's looking at this and just saying, "Well, this is amazing faith." He started to examine his own faith and saying, "Well, hey, I've got to demonstrate that I have the same sort of faith that these guys have." So he makes up an excuse, says a quick prayer, and steps off the boat and sinks like a stone straight to the bottom of the lake. Comes back up, gets back onto the boat, and tries again. And as he's coming up for the second time, the priest says to the rabbi, he says, "Rabbi, I think we better tell him where the stepping stones are." Now, you might ask, why tell a religious type parable and talking about business? Well, the first thing is that I guess setting out in business can seem like a leap of faith. And sometimes it is, but there are ways that you can overcome that. What I can do is I can help you decide where to fish, where your markets are, where the biggest opportunities are for you. I can also help you decide how to bait your line. In other words, what's the strategic offer, what you're offering the market, and how you're going to deliver that. But more importantly, and this is the kicker really, is I can show you the strategic stepping stones, how to make the transition so that you don't fall to the bottom of the lake. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hope to chat to you sometime, and drop me a line if you need anything.